welcome to a live tutorial to make this adorable, cute little mosaic crochet stocking ornament. And yes, it's going to be much easier than you might think. And if you know how to do single crochets, double crochets, know what front loops and back loops are, you should be fine. You should be good to go, okay? There's actually no decreases at all. There's only increases at the very beginning right here. The rest of it is actually no increase or decreases at all. So believe it or not, I know you can do it even as a beginner. So I will guide you through it, but mostly showing you guys the graph. And we're going to talk about it in much detail so you know exactly how to do it. The written pattern for this pattern specifically here, the ornament, is going to be in the ebook alone for now, but you will be able to finish this ornament even with just a video. I promise you can. I will talk you through every step of the way so you know how to do it. Sounds good? But before I get started, I do want to remind you that that's not the only thing we're going to talk about today. We are also going to talk about the big sale that is happening right now. All our ebooks and the Crochet Club are on sale, so we'll talk about that in a little bit more detail later. And we are also going to have prizes at the very end, so if you stay until the end, you'll be able to answer the questions. You have a chance to win prizes. So yes, it's worth it to be here the entire time and always be here live, because prizes can only be given away if you're here live answering with that all at the same time. This does not work if you're watching as a replay, but yes, the video will be available as a replay for those who need it regarding the stocking or information about the ebook and the Crochet Club sale. So are you guys ready? Let's talk about the materials that you're going to need in order to crochet this cute little ornament, and then we're going to go right into the pattern. We're not going to waste time because I know you're here for that specific reason, so we're going to do just that. Okay, so let me swoop over so I can show you what I have here. Okay, we're going to use, or I'm using, cotton sprout yarn. I should make it just a tad brighter, just a tad. It was earlier a little brighter, I don't know why. Anyways, we're using cotton sprout yarn, or at least I am. I'm using it in red and white. I will tell you that I have the graph in blue because it's easier to see. Just don't get confused, okay? So I have this on the side using white and red, as I said, and I'm using a 3.5mm hook. That's all you really need. I do have a little hanger here, but you don't have to use that if you don't want to. You know, I don't have a link for that right now. I just got it at Michael's. But this is what we're making. This is how big it is. Okay, it's not that big. So if I put my hand here next to it, you can see it's not very big. So it actually goes fairly quickly. We're going to go and do the actual crocheting part of it from down here all the way until here, and then I'll talk you through the rest of it. It's actually fairly easy after that. Okay, I think once you get to this point, you'll be like, oh, I'm good to go, I can do the rest. Okay, so we're gonna go until here, so pretty much right after, we're probably gonna do 2 rounds after the heel, and then I'll stop at this point so that we're not wasting any time, because this then is a repetition of down here, and I'll talk you through it. Okay, sounds good? Are we ready? Okay, so by the way, I love how Eileen reminds everyone, put a thumbs up. That's right. There is a button for that. Use that button, okay? I think you can put a thumbs up down there. If you haven't shared yet the video, go ahead and share it, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. But anyways, I'm going to talk you guys through this graph here in just a second, but I think we should start first with this bottom part right here because there's no mosaic crochet involved. So we're going to start with that. Then we're going to go through the graph so you understand it a little bit better. And yes, I will have it here on the screen too, so it's easier to see. Okay, we're ready? So I'm going to grab my white yarn. I have a gray background on purpose so you can see it easily. Now with gray, you can also see other things that you shouldn't be seeing, like this little fuzz. Anyway, so we're going to get started immediately, and we're going to start with a magic ring. Okay, so just like this is how I do my magic ring. You can do an alternative one. I'm not going to show it right now, but there is a video on my YouTube channel if you want to see how to do an alternative magic ring. Just go to my YouTube channel, there's a search bar, and type in alternative magic ring. You can also go to my website to see that. Okay, so I make an X like so. I pull my yarn through, then I readjust everything so I have it ready on my hand, and I would put my ring finger in, okay, and I'll make a chain of 1. So I'm not going to zoom in right now because I need to show you in a second how to do mosaic crochet. So I'm going to leave it like this. So bear with me, but we're just going to add 6 single crochets to the ring. So it's fairly straightforward. The chain of 1, by the way, does not count as a stitch. It's just there so that way the magic ring doesn't fall apart in case you backs it and put it down before you get started. Okay, so let's count here for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 single crochet stitches. So just like that. Okay, then you're going to close the circle, hole, magic ring, whatever you want to call it. Just close it up and pull. Okay, we're going to make a slip stitch. I like to do the invisible slip stitch. You could go here in continuous rounds, but we're going to go afterwards in non-continuous rounds anyways. So for those first 3 rounds or 4 rounds, it's okay. Just do some slip stitches, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure you're not going into the chain of 1, but you're going into the very first stitch, okay? So I like to do the invisible slip stitch because it's cleaner and you're not going to confuse any chains or something like that, because sometimes when you do the regular slip stitch, people confuse it with an actual stitch. It is just there to connect, which is why I love the invisible one. And it's not really there. It's more kind of like a relocation of it. So you're just pulling it back. That's all you're doing. That's your slip stitch, right? Ta-da! That's it. How you guys all doing? Leave some comments down below. I can't read your mind. So if you have any questions or so, this is why I'm here doing this live. Answer, okay? Leave it down below. If you have any questions, I will answer them for you. Now we're going into round 2 immediately. And round 2 is just 2 single crochet stitches per stitch. Okay, so I'm going to do that. It's the first stitch is always a little tight, so be aware of that, especially after doing a slip stitch. It's always tight. So it's because you pulled the yarn down here and it tightened it up a little bit. That's completely normal. So I need to make sure I'm doing my stitches correctly. Usually round 2 is where I mess up. So I will count my stitches in a second. It's very important to count your stitches. That way you make sure that you're not going, 4 rounds down the road and then suddenly you realize you messed up somewhere. Because I've done that. In fact, I practiced this yesterday just to make sure I know how to teach it properly without any mistakes. And I messed it up a few times. So let me check if I did. Oh, I already see I did. Look at that. See, we introduced the frog already on round 2. All right, Froggy Frog, get out of here. We're going to keep going without frogging. Okay. So let's count here for a sec to make sure I have the correct amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yay! No more mistakes. So that's awesome. Let's keep going. So we're now going to do the invisible slip stitch again. I apologize for touching my nose, but sometimes I'm a little itchy because of allergies and things. Okay, so let me show you the invisible slip stitch here again. So I pull this out. I go through the very first stitch. It's usually a little tight. It's okay. Bear with it. You got this. Okay, so then you just take your loop, put it back on your hook, and literally pull it back. So literally it's just like a relocation. It's not a particular slip stitch or anything, but it makes it clean, okay? And we're just gonna keep going. So in the very next round, you're gonna see, by the way, I'm not doing any chains of 1 because we don't need it, okay? We really don't need it. So we're gonna go in the next round and we're gonna crochet 1 single crochet in the very first stitch, and then we're gonna crochet 2 single crochets in the next stitch. And then we're going to repeat. So 1 single crochet, then 2 single crochets. So in case you're curious how many stitches we have per round, the very first one was obviously 6. The next one is 12. Now we are at 18 at this round. So after you're done, you should have 18. We're increasing by 6 stitches, if that makes sense. All right, hopefully my yarn is not going to fly anywhere. So let's see here. I need to check my stitch count in a second again because I'm talking a lot and I want to make sure I'm doing correctly. Trying to do 2 tasks at the same time is not the easiest. Try to do that. You guys always say, oh, my hubby interrupts me when I'm counting. Guys, I am teaching while I'm talking and trying to crochet all at the same time. It's not the easiest, but I can do it. All I have to do is make sure I check my stitch count and then we're all good. Okay, so let's check here for a second. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yay, I did my 18. Okay, so now let's go in the next round. Again, I'm going to do my invisible slip stitch. So simply go from the back to the front, pull my loop back, and there we go. We're going in one more round of increases, and that's it, okay? Is the pattern in the Mosaic ebook? No, it's currently only in the ornament ebook. I put it only there because I felt like it was more appropriate to put it into the ornament ebook. Okay, so you're now going to go in the next round, and it's going to be 1 single crochet in 2 stitches, and then it's 2 single crochets afterwards. Okay, so and then you're going to repeat that. So 1, 1, and then 2. So 1, 1, and 2. I'm going to say it out loud now so that way I don't have to recount later. 1, 1, and 2. Let's see if my yarn is going to fly. No, I have it wrapped, so hopefully my yarn is not going to do some kind of weird business. So this is 2. So 1, 1, and 2. Almost there. And then we're going to start using red. 1, 1, and 2. Let me make my slip stitch, and then we're going to into Mosaic crochet. Don't worry, I'm going to first teach you and explain to you how the graph works before we even going to get started on that, because I want to set the foundation right. A lot of you guys always feel like it's challenging to do Mosaic crochet. It's much easier than you might think. Okay, so here we go. So this is the circle. Okay, that's our foundation to get started. I do want to remind everyone, I updated this pattern on the ebook yesterday afternoon or so, to make it more clear. Do me a favor and re-download it if you have already downloaded this ebook. It is updated as of this morning. Let's call it this morning. I did it yesterday afternoon. Okay. Hello, everyone who just joined. I'm so glad you guys made it. Don't worry, we haven't started with the Mosaic crochet part yet. I'm about to teach you guys all, okay? So this is our foundation. I'm going to put it to the side for now, and let's get started. Ooh, someone joined the crochet club today. Just loving my family. You're joining another family. Yay! I'm so happy you joined. That's awesome. Here, I don't know. Oh, I can't do my kitty cat here. I can do an applause though, for sure. Yay! I can't do the kitty cat on this screen, so I'll do it later. So let's do this. Let's go through this so you understand how to do this, and then we're going to do the actual crocheting part of it. I really need you to understand the graph first. Most of you guys always say, I prefer the written instructions, and then you're like stomping, just give me the written instructions. First of all, the written instructions is in the ornament ebook, so if you need that, it's there, okay? But I need you to understand that having a graph in front of you is a 2-in-1. You get the instructions on how to do it, but you also see a visual representation how it's going to look like. For the written instructions, you don't have a visual representation. You just have the written instructions, okay? You are getting the written instructions in the ornament ebook, okay? Just that you know. I do want to emphasize that. So let's talk about the graph, okay? I'm going to use my pen for this in case I need to write something. So the very first thing on the graph, what you're going to see is 2 important things. Number 1 is you're going to see this column right here, okay? I wrote it up here. This is called the color column, okay? And typically, you don't always see it that way, meaning not every designer adds it. I like to add it because it will tell you which color to pick. Let me remind you again, I printed this in blue to make it easier to see, but I'm using red, okay? So, I mean, you can use whatever color you want, but I printed it in blue because it's easier to see. Okay, but the blues, pretend the blues are red, okay? That's why I wrote it here on the side as well. So this is called the color column. You are not crocheting it. It's there to help you remember which color is which, okay? Or which row is which. So for example, here you can see that all the odd rows are red and all the even ones are white, okay? Is that making sense? So now once you have that understood, we're good. We're about halfway there, okay? The next part I need you to understand is, and I wrote it down here, okay? I want you to really get it. I'm going to underline it 3 times. Ignore the colors on the graph while you're crocheting it. completely ignore it. If you are done with the row crocheting it, then you can check the graph and the colors and say, oh, does it look like it? When you're completely done, okay? Let's see. Let's see. I don't know why it's Sheila, I love that comment. This is a common thing, right? A lot of people are like very like, I want the written strike. Don't give me the graph. Blah 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 blah. For corner to corner, it's very likely you're just gonna have a graph. Most designers just give graphs. Okay, I love this. Sheila says, Mosaic Crochet is the only time I use graph instead of written. I don't know why, but it's the only time it makes more sense to me. I get it. I hope you still do it for corner to corner because I barely see people having written instructions for corner to corner, but I do have them, but not every designer does. I do want to be aware of that, okay? But this is super easy once you get it, like super easy. Let me explain. So after you understand this part, meaning ignore the colors on the graph, anything you see blue or white, ignore it. I could give you the entire graph in blank and just have X's and blanks, like blank pixels, and you would still be able to crochet the exact same thing, okay? Literally ignore the entire color. So ignore the blue. Pretend the blue doesn't exist, okay? Like here. Don't look at it. The only thing you want to look at is my pixel blank or is my pixel associated with an X? That's all you want to think about when you're using a Mosaic Crochet graph. That's all. It's two things. That's all. Don't get confused by the color in the background. Ignore it. So let me say it a little bit differently to make it more sense. If you see a blank pixel, a pixel that has nothing in it, you will crochet a single crochet in a back loop only. That's all. That's all you're doing. That's literally all. If you see an X, you're going to do a mosaic double crochet, which is a double crochet in the front loop, 2 rounds down to the same color. That's it. Okay, that's all you're doing. So you're really just crocheting single crochets and double crochets, either in a back loop for the single crochets or in a front loop for the double crochets. That's it. Okay, so let me pretty much write down the pattern for the second row here in a written format, a shortened version. Okay, so you understand how this works. Now, I'm a righty, so I'm starting on the right side. So for my lefties, you feel free to start on the left side. I'm starting on the right side. You might be starting on the left side. It should end up the same way, okay? So let me explain. So round 2 right here, okay? So again, you're ignoring this column right here, literally ignoring it. I'm going to put my pen here so you're ignoring it, and I'm going to use my hook. So let's look at this together here, and then round 2 in white, you're going to see 2 pixels right here. What is that? 2 single crochets in a back loop only. I wrote it here. Like S is single crochet right now. It's not a lot of room, so I called it S is single crochet and M is mosaic double crochet. Okay, so there's 2 single crochets in a back loop only. There is 1 mosaic double crochet. There are 2 single crochets in a back loop only. Okay, and there's 1 mosaic double crochet. You're doing this entire graph 4 times. Why? Because at the end of this round, you had 24 stitches. There are 6 stitches here. Ignore this number down here because we're ignoring the very first column, right? There are 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 4 is 24. That's what you should be doing. Is this making sense? Please let me know if this is making sense. Leave a comment down below and say yes or no if this is making sense so far. If this makes sense, then we're going to actually get started on crocheting this part so you will see it visually. But at first, I need you to tell me if you're understanding this graph. I love how Kelly says this. Buy the ornament ebook. Great value for all the pounds you get. It's true, and it's 30% off right now. I haven't done corner to corner. I hope you will try. I'm going to teach you corner to corner. Maybe tomorrow. I should maybe do corner to corner tomorrow. I only used graph for the mystery crochet along, and it was very easy to follow. Yes. Okay. Lisa says, I bought the ornament ebook. Is it up to date? As of right now, it's up to date. Yes. Yes. It's up to date. Everyone's saying yes. Woohoo! Okay, so now let me move this to the side, okay? And I will put the graph on the screen so you can follow along on what I'm doing. But I can't put both there. It's not enough room, okay? So we're going to go straight into this. I'm going to zoom in at this point so that way I can show it to you better. So I'm going to grab my red yarn. Okay, and I need you to tell me, I'm not going to say it right now, pretend this is a quiz. I want you to tell me on round 1 right here, how many single crochets and mosaic double crochets am I doing? Now that I explained to you the graph, how many am I doing? What am I crocheting in round 1? Look at it. What am I crocheting in round 1? What are you doing? You're ignoring the colors. Tell me, what am I crocheting in round 1? Round 1 is red. Okay, all the odd ones are red. Tell me, what stitches am I crocheting in round 1? Tell me down below. You've got this. Okay, what color are your blank squares? White. White is white and blue is red. Sounds weird, but it is. Tell me, tell me. All single crochet. That's correct. Yay. This is awesome. Yay. You listened to it. Perfect. Exactly. It's all single crochets. Okay. So you see only blank squares or pixels down there in round 1. I don't care what color you see. It doesn't matter, okay? You're crocheting only white at this point, okay? White single crochets in the back loop only. I actually just noticed that these little tiny one, ignore. I'll tell you later about what I just realized that I did. I needed to remove a couple of blue squares, but that's okay. I'll talk about that later. Remind me if I don't, okay? So let's get started. We're going to add a red to our hook. Made a slip knot, added to my hook, and I'm just going to go into the single crochet in the back loop only for the entire round. There's no increases or decreases. This is all I'm doing. Single crochets in the back loop only. Why? Because the graph says there is no X. And because there's no X, we're just going to do single crochets in the back loop only. That's all you're doing. Did you drop the white? Yes, I did. You see it hanging there? There, I dropped the white. There's my loop. I should have mentioned it. I totally thought you can read my mind. Come on, you guys can read my mind. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, I dropped my white. Do you see it right there? I made a loop and I dropped it. I didn't do anything else with it. Just dropped it after my slip stitch. You guys can't read minds? Come on. I'm trying to read yours. No, I'm just kidding. This is why you're commenting and this is why I'm talking. Because we can't read minds. All right. Yes, I dropped the white and I'm just making single crochets in a back loop only, all in red. Where do you start? The spot in the very first stitch. Okay, so I'm keeping up with my first stitches. Okay, wherever I made my slip stitch, that's where I started. Remember I made a slip stitch, an invisible slip stitch right there? That's literally my first stitch. That's where I went into, the very first stitch. I didn't pick a random spot. That's where I picked it because I need to pick up my white later again. So I stayed with the same location. I didn't pick another one, okay? So let me finish this round and I'll finish it with an invisible slip stitch and also drop my yarn. I was watching the loop drop. Okay, I love it. You saw a drop. It's like a mic drop, right? It went there. It just didn't make a sound. Darn, that yarn doesn't make sound sometimes. Okay, so here we go. I could have like woven this in here at the same time, but I decided to forget about it. I can do it later. Okay, so I have here my loop. Okay, I'm going to make my invisible slip stitch. So I'm going to go into my very first stitch. I pull my loop back and I drop it. It doesn't make a sound, but I'm dropping my loop. Ta-da! Okay, so now I'm going to ignore my red yarn. I'm actually going to move it over so it doesn't bother me. I'm going to put it on the right side and also it won't get tangled. Okay, now I'm going to pretend I don't have any red on my hook or literally on my project, and I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to pick up my white again. You see that? Let's just like picking it up. Red, go out of the way. Like literally I picked up my white and that's it. Okay? That's it. Now, let's talk about round 2. I mentioned it earlier, but let's repeat, okay? Round 2, again, column 1 is ignored. That's our color column, okay? Round 2 says 2 single crochets in the back loop only because there are 2 blank pixels. Okay, let's see. 1 and 2. I didn't make a chain of 1, okay, because it makes too much bulk. Let's see. Rachel says, thank you for the demonstration. I want to make these to put gift cards in. Yes, they're the perfect size for gift cards. Yes, yes, yes. When I do the invisible slip stitch, my first stitch seems to get smaller. Am I doing something wrong? No. Let me go back actually, because sometimes that can help. So If you are pulling up your loop like this, I recommend pulling it a little bit bigger than normal. If you make it super tiny, it's going to be super tight. Okay, make it a little bit bigger, just like a tiny bit bigger like you normally would. Okay, and then go into your stitch and make your single crochet stitch. You see that? And that way the single crochet stitch is right there and it's not super tight. Okay, but it will pull back a little bit. But if you make that loop, that initial loop, a little tiny bit bigger, you'll be fine. Okay, now I just made it through both loops by accident. I need to go through this back loop only. My apologies. I pulled it out and did it wrong. So back loop only, 2 stitches. Okay, so let's keep going. Okay, so we did our single crochets in the back loop only, just like it says. Now there is an X, okay, on that 3rd spot. So the X means we're going to go down 2 rounds to the white. There's a front loop left over right there, and we're going to make a double crochet into it. So yarn over, go into that front loop right there that's left over, yarn over, pull through, and finish it up like a double crochet. That's it. That's your X. That's it. Nothing else. That's it. That's your X. Okay, now let's keep going. It says again 2 single crochets in a back loop only and a mosaic double crochet. Let's do that. And then now we're repeating that entire sequence 4 more times. So here 2 single crochets in the back loop only. And then we're going to go down here and we're making our mosaic double crochet stitch. Okay, are we good? So now let's keep going. I'm going to speed it up a little bit because I don't want to waste your time. Okay, so we're going to speed it up just a hint by going and repeating this sequence until the end. So it's 2 single crochets in a back loop only, and then 1 mosaic double crochet in that front loop, 2 rounds down in the same color. So, and as you can see now, you really don't have particular color changes happening here, right? You're staying within the same color and you're just focusing on one color at a time. And that's it. The color change, if you want to call it a color change, is when you drop one yarn and pick up a new color. It's not really a change. It's like the typical crochet sense. It's not a change because you're dropping it and picking up a new one. If you would be doing a proper change, you will go connect those 2 together, but you're not. You're dropping one and picking one up. So that's why I don't like to call it a color change. It's not really an official one. Okay, so let's see. I am finishing this round right here with my last mosaic double crochet, and then I'm going to do a slip stitch. So I'm pulling this out again as I normally do. I'm going to go into that single crochet from the back to the front, the invisible way. Okay, I'm going to pull my white back like this. Just pull it back, and I like to make the loop a little bit bigger so that way I'm not losing it. There's my yarn dropped. Okay, now I'm going to move my white over and my red to the other side again, because now I'm going to ignore my white and pick up my red again. So here's my red. If it stays on my hook, then I'm going to make my loop smaller again, not too small though, and we're going to start with round 3. So round 3 starts with an X. So there are a few different ways in how you can do that specific stitch. Now I like to do really just, there's 2 different ways I prefer doing. You could do it with an alternative turning chain of some sort or whatever, but you're already at the height of a double crochet. You're already there. So there's 2 things you can do here. 1, you can make a chain of 1, just make sure you don't count it as a stitch. And number 2, you can just ignore it and make your double crochet as normal. Okay, so let me show you what I mean. So if you make your loop a little bit bigger than normal, see that? That way you're getting down there. Now you're going to make your yarn over, going into the red one now, this time red, because we're sticking red, right? Red on red. Into the front loop right there, yarn over end, pull through, and finish it up like a double crochet. So you can do it like that. That's it for the round. You don't have to do an alternative turning chain. You can also make a chain of 1 and then do it. It's up to you. I'm just going to do it like this for now and just move on. I literally just made a double crochet. That's it. Okay. You don't have to deal with an alternative turn chain, chain of 3, or any sort like that. Okay. The next 3 stitches are single crochets in the back loop only. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And then we're going to do a mosaic double crochet again. And then we have one more single crochet in the back loop only. I'm just not going to say back loop only anymore, so that way, you know, it's not too much wording. So that's our first repeat. Now we have to do it 4 more times, okay? So we're going to start over again with a mosaic double crochet, just like the graph says. Mosaic double crochet, 3 single crochets. Again, they're all in the back loop only. I'm just not going to say it again. Mosaic double crochet and single crochet. There we go. And my yarn is doing some funny business. So hang on, I got to pull some of my yarn so I have it ready to go and it doesn't do any dancing. Okay, so here we go. Let's keep going. Let's finish this round. I'm taking it a little longer than I expected, but I want to be clear. As long as you guys are getting it, we're good. I'm okay taking it a little longer, as long as you understand how to do it. I'm just repeating this round until the end, so there's nothing special happening besides what I just told you I would be doing. So if you guys have any questions, this is the time to ask me questions. Okay, let's see. 3 single crochets and mosaic double crochet. And the last one is a single crochet. So moving my way to the side for right now that I'm not messing anything up. Why is my nose so tickly today? I'm so sorry. I usually don't like touching my nose. So here we go. Now I'm going to go into the very first stitch and I'm pulling the loop back like this, make it a little bit bigger, and then we're good. Okay, so are we good so far? Is this making sense? Everyone good? I'm moving my white back over and my red to the other side in the right way without making any kind of tangle situation. Okay, so now I'm picking up my white again. Okay, moving my red to the side, and we're going to go into the next round. I was too late in the beginning. Are we making a cute little stocking like this? That's what we're making. We're going to go until about here roughly. Okay, I'm just have a few more rounds to go here, and then we're doing the heel. So let's do this. We are going to we're going to go all the way into 8 in order to make the heel, okay? Because I want the transition to be smooth. So we are in round, where are we? 4, right? We're in 4. So round 4 says 1 single crochet, then 1 mosaic double crochet. I'm literally following the graph, you guys. Look at round 4 right here. That's where we're at, okay? Then it says 1 single crochet, 1 mosaic double crochet, like so, and 2 more single crochets in that specific sequence. So look at it together with me. 1 single crochet in a back loop only, 1 mosaic double crochet, 1 single crochet in a back loop only, 1 mosaic double crochet, and 2 single crochets. Now we're going to repeat that, okay? Hang on, I got to grab some of my yarn because I wrapped it. I don't want to make a mess. So let's keep going. Okay. You're still here. Are we good, Cheryl? Keep going. Stay here because it's not going to be that much harder, okay? I promise. So let's repeat this. So 1 single crochet, 1 mosaic double crochet. You can always watch the replay later. Just pay attention because if you're here live, you have a chance to win prizes. If not, you're going to miss out on it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've now 2 more single crochets in that repeat. And now let's repeat again. So single crochet, mosaic double crochet, single crochet, mosaic double crochet. Remember, when I say single crochet, I'm going in a back loop only, okay? I'm just not going to say it. It's so much wording. And we have 1 more sequence to go. 1 single crochet, mosaic double crochet, single, double. I should just call it single double. That goes faster. And 2 more singles. Single and single. Ta-da! We're already done with round 4. So making my slip stitch per usual, going in that very first stitch if it allows me. There we go. Pull my loop back, make it a little bit bigger. Doop doop doop. Make it bigger. There we go. And I'm going to switch my yarns again. You guys switch yarns too? I like to switch yarns because that way I don't make a tangled mess. I could have made some bobbins or anything, but it's fine. It's just two colors. So I'm going to pick up my red again. So we are now in round 5. Everyone's still with me? Mosaic crochet is so much fun. Yes, it totally is. Okay, number 5. Let's go through it. I am so done with my nose right now. I'm going to move my hair back. Maybe it's my hair. Round 5 is 2 single crochets in a back loop only. Let's do that. So 1 and 2. Then a mosaic double crochet. Let's do that. There we go. And then 2 single crochets in the back loop only. 1 and 2. And another mosaic double crochet. It's always red on red and white on white, right? So let's repeat this here. 2 single crochets in the back loop only. 1 mosaic double crochet. 2 single crochets in the back loop only. 1 mosaic double crochet. That is round 5. Okay, let's repeat that. So 1 and 2 singles. 1 double. I'm just going to say single and double, but you get what I'm saying, right? 2 singles, 1 and 2, and 1 double. Come on, there we go. And by the way, it's not required to use cotton yarn. I just happen to pick it because sometimes, believe it or not, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, sometimes cotton yarn has a stronger color. I don't know how to explain it. It's just stronger. I don't know, than acrylic yarn or something. Plus, if it's hanging on your Christmas tree, you're probably going to use it a lot. And that way you can wash it. I mean, you can wash acrylic yarn, but sometimes it gets a little funky. So in cotton yarn, it's better to get wet or something, you know, and it's a little bit more for durability. I don't know. But mainly I picked it because of the colors, because they were stronger than my my acrylic yarns, so that's why I picked them. There was no particular reason why I used cotton otherwise. That's really true. Okay, so here we go. We finished this. Ooh, what did I just do? I just realized what I did. This is what happens when you are talking too much. I had 2 more single crochets and 1 mosaic double at the end. Okay, I will get to your comment in just a second. If you guys are slower than me, that's fine. Watch the replay later to rewind and pause and all that stuff, okay? I highly recommend just sticking with me here for now, because I have 2 more rounds to go, and then we're going into the heel, and then it's going to get much quicker after that, okay? So don't worry. 3 more rounds. Is it 3 more rounds? Yes, we're going on to 8. 3 more rounds. Okay. So moving my red to the side and starting with the white again. So let's see. Was there a question that I missed? Yes, I'm still live, Beverly. Let's see. I was playing a game earlier and your ad popped up. I'm Cheryl. I'm so glad you're here. Yay. No, there is no scam here. We're doing great. We're having fun. I've never tried mosaic crochet before. Eager to try. Susan, try it. You've got this. Okay, so number 6 right here, that's where we're at. It says mosaic double crochet, then 3 singles, mosaic double, and 1 single. So let's do that, okay? So again, I'm going to pull up my loop a little bit because the very first stitch is a double, okay? I don't make a chain of 1. If you want to, you can. You can make an alternative turning chain if you want. I don't. It makes it cleaner in my opinion. As you can see down here, it's much cleaner. So I'm just pulling up my loop here a little bit bigger than I normally would. Then yarn over, go down here to your front loop, pull up a loop, and finish it up like a normal double crochet. Ta-da! That's it. Now we're going to do 2 singles. So 1 and, oh, no, excuse me, 3. I said 2, I meant 3. There's 3 singles, okay? And now another double. So, and then I'm going to repeat what I just did. So, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Oh, and 1 more single, excuse me. That was 1 more. 6 stitches in a row. So mosaic double, 3 single crochets in the back loop only, 1 mosaic double crochet, 1 single crochet in the back loop only. Now let's repeat that 4 times, okay? So mosaic double, or just it's called double, 3 singles, 1, 2, 3, 1 double, and 1 one single. Let's repeat it again. Hang on, I got to pull some of my yarn first. It's doing some funky business. Okay, so what did we start with? One double, 3 singles, 1, 2, 3, 1 double, and single. And now let's do one more repeat. As you can see, I just ignore the other color, right? So 1 double, 3 singles, 1, 2, and 3, 1 double. Where is it? Right here. Don't miss your front loops. And one more single. Let's do our slip stitch invisible way. I like to do the invisible way. It's cleaner. Okay, it's easier to see where my loops are. If you ever mixed up a slip stitch with a single crochet, I do it all the time, which is why I don't like the regular single crochets, slip stitch. Okay, smoothing my yarn around again. Here we go. And let's get into red. First, I need to pull some of my color, so I'm not making a mess. All right, are we still on board? Everyone still here? Are we all good? I'm moving my white to the side, and we're going to the red, which is round 7, right? Yes, we're round 7. Yay, 2 more rounds to go, and now we're doing the heel. Okay, so let's do 7. That is single crochet in the back loop only, literally on top of that double. Okay, then a mosaic double crochet, a single, a double, then 2 singles, 1 and 2. Okay, so let me remind you again on how this round goes. Okay, I like to stop for a second so you can see it and compare it with the graph if you like. Single, so single crochet in a back loop only, 1 mosaic double, 1 single crochet in a back loop only, 1 mosaic double crochet, and 2 single crochets in the back loop only. If you want to make a bigger one, I just make the circle bigger. Yes, but make sure it's a multiple of 4 in the end, because excuse me, 6 in the end, a multiple of 6, because there's 6 of them right here, right? There's 6 stitches in a row, and then as long as you keep going on that, we should be fine. Okay, so yes, stick with a multiple of 6, because that's what the graph is. The graph is a multiple of 6. So let's repeat this. So single, double, then single, double, then 2 singles. I need to remind myself of the pattern. Okay, did I miss any other questions here? Let's see. Beverly says, why wouldn't there be been a single before the slip stitch with the white? Hang on. There it is, right there. I don't know if you can see it. Right there. There's a single crochet in a back loop only. This is my slip stitch right here. You can see it right there, Beverly? Yes, there is. Mosaic double crochet, single crochet in a back loop only. Yep, it's there. It's all there. I may have not said it verbally. I don't remember. I can't do a rewind, but I did it. Okay. Single, double, single, double, and 2 singles, 1 and 2. Am I doing it right? Something is off. Oh no, I'm starting again with a single. Single, double, single, double, and 2 singles, 1 and 2. And we're done with this round. Woohoo! Let's see. When you do the invisible slip stitch, Shelly's saying, do you go through both loops or just the back loop? I go through both. Great question, actually, Shelly. Very nice question. I love it. Let me show it to you. I'm going through both loops. It's just stronger. It's a stronger slip stitch than just going through one. Great question. I'm going through both for the invisible one. See, right there? It's stronger that way. Holds it up better. Okay, so one more round in white for the mosaic crochet part. Okay, moving my yarn over. Let's get some of my white going. Okay, I'm going to leave my red hanging there for now. We're going to need it later again, but for now, we're just going to do white, and then we're doing the heel. Where's my loop? Here is my loop. Sorry, I'm just looking. No, that's not my loop. My loop is down here. Where did my loop go? Oh, there it is. Found it. Okay. See, this is what happens when your things are tangled up. Hang on. Whoop. Where'd it go? Do. Sometimes you have to untangle your situation. And I just had to do it. It happens sometimes. There's too many loops sometimes. All right, I'm letting this hang here on the right side so it doesn't bother me. Okay, let's go to round 8. Round 8 is 2 single crochets in the back loop only, then 1 mosaic double crochet, and then pretty much repeat. So let's do that. So 1, 1, and mosaic double, then 1, 1, mosaic double, then 1, 1, mosaic double. I should say double, it's easier. 1, 1 single, 1 double, 1, 1 single, 1 double. I'm excited to get to the heel. Everyone else is excited. This is the part that most people had frustrations with, okay? This is why I'm so excited to get to the heel, because I want you guys to get it. So for some reason, that's what people, they got stuck on. It's like right after the heel. This is one of the reasons I went back into the pattern and fixed it up a little bit to make it easier to understand. I add a couple notes. So please re-download it. I think I had also a tiny mistake in there, which probably made some confusion worse. So I fixed everything up, and everything is correct now. I'm literally using the pattern right now, so just that you know. Okay, so this is how it looks like. So we're going to do our slip stitch right here now. Slip stitch. See, go through 2 loops. Pull it back. All right, now we're going to continue with white for now. Okay. Last slips before the color change. Wait, was there a question that I'm missing, Beverly? Okay, so this is how it's looking so far. Look how pretty it is. I love it. Okay, so now let's do the heel. It goes actually really, really quickly. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to stick with the white. The white is the heel, okay? We're going to go through, you can do both loops or just 1 loop. It's up to you. I'm going to go through both. So I'm just going to do 1 single crochet in 12 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So it's pretty much halfway, right? Because we have 24 stitches. So halfway you're doing it. So let me recount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, I did 12. Now you're going to turn, okay, and we're going to do a few more rows of just single crochets. If you missed the whole video, can you replay? Yes, Margot, we're going to have a replay. No worries. 1, we're going to do how many rounds? For the heel, I think it's 6. Am I right? Let me look it up real quick. I feel like I think it's 6. Yes, it's 6 rounds in total. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know why I'm counting because we're not doing rounds. Okay, I'm just gonna do 6 rows. That was a blooper right there. Rows. I always get going back and forth between rows and rounds. Why do they both start with an R? Okay, I made 2 so far. Let's do 4 more of just single crochets in both loops, by the way. There's nothing special happening here. It's just single crochets. Okay, in both loops. 5 additional rounds after the first one. So it's 6 rows, not rounds, 6 rows. You turn after each. And then we're going to have the heel pretty much done. You're actually cutting the yarn after. You don't have to. There's a way to do it without, but I feel like it's cleaner if you cut it. And I'm going to show you how to do that. If you're late, it's totally fine. Let me show you real quick what we're working on for those who are coming super late. We're making a cute little stocking, you guys. We're working on the heel right now, okay? That's what we're working on. Let's see. Do-do-do, do-do-do. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's keep going. 2 more rows of just single crochets. Then we're going to turn this little flappy flap situation into an actual heel. And then we're going to do 2 more rounds or 1 more round. We'll see. I think I'm going to do 1 more round. I don't know. Maybe 2 rounds of mosaic double crochet. And then the rest of it is going to be your homework. I'll talk you through it though, but it'll be your homework. Hang on. My yarn just did a little bounce. Let me confirm how many rounds I have so far here. Rows. I meant 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, did I do 6 already? Oh no, this is 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 1 more to go. 1 more to go. Oop-a-doop. 1 more to go. So we need 6 in total. Believe it or not, it has to do with the number 12 because we're trying to have a little tiny square in the end. So you have to do 12 stitches of 6 rows. And now we're going to cut our yarn to make it into an actual heel. Are you guys ready? Hang on, I have one thing blocking me. Are you guys all still here and all good? Okay, so what we're now going to do, we're going to take this little flappy flap situation, okay, and we're going to fold it in half like so. We're going to sew this up right here, okay, and then we're going to crochet over. And by the way, you can probably also, you know, cut the red because we're going to start probably on this side right here. Yes, we're going to start on this side, I'm pretty sure. Yes, we are. So you could cut the yarn red, the red yarn too. Let me grab my needle here for a second. Snippity snip. I need my needle. There we go. So I snipped my white here. I'm gonna make a little knot for a second because I don't want to pull that too much. So make a knot. You could be sewing this later if you wanted to, by the way. It's totally up to you. I'm just going to do it now so that way you can see it. Okay, so you're going to take this and you're literally just going to sew this together here on the side. How you want to sew it is up to you. You can do the mattress stitch. I'll show you the mattress stitch. You literally go from one stitch to the next, like so. See that? From one to the next. And you're going to go from one side to the other side, like literally back and forth. Don't split your yarn like I did. You can also do the slip stitch, the whip stitch, excuse me. It's up to you. Okay, just pull it together. Literally go from one side to the next and sew it together. Come on, there we go. Sew. And just a couple more stitches over here. So now you have that heel over here. See that? It kind of smoothly comes together because you did it with the mattress stitch, maybe. I'm going to make a little knot over here on the side. I'm not going to weave it in right now. I'm just going to push it through and hopefully it's not going to bother me right now. I'm going to weave this in later. Okay, so tuck this in so it doesn't bother me. See, our heel is done. So now what we have to do is we're going to go in rounds again over here. So I'm going to snip my red too, because what we're going to do is we're going to go in white over here, just that we have like a foundation. And then we need to go and crochet our red after that. So I'm going to snip it. And we need to reattach everything. Okay, so make my knot here so that way it's not going to come undone. Tuck all this in so it doesn't bother me. You can sew this in later. So it looks like this so far. Are we all good? Everyone good so far? Okay, we're going to restart with white. Okay, and the pattern literally says you're going to start on the right side if you're righty. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to go from here over and you're going to crochet 12 single crochet stitches. Okay, we want a clean edge, so that's why we're doing this. I'm going to weave this here in at the same time so it doesn't bother me later. So you're going to do 12 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang on. Come on. 4, 5, and 6. 6 stitches before your seam. And now 6 more on the other side. Okay. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now let's pretend this was an entire round. I like to do a slip stitch at this point, and just pull this in so that way I have my yarn ready to go when I need it later. So sounds good? So now pretend that this, what we just did, is down here. So we just added this addition to it. So we are back at 24 stitches in this round. Is this all making sense? Let me know if it's making sense. Okay? This is so much easier to do. I pulled the red yarn on the other. Yeah, you can totally pull it over too. I should have written it down. You know what? I might actually go back in the pattern and just write it down, snip your red, because I feel like that might be easier. If I would have written it down, maybe that's the point that everyone got confused on. That's probably on me. Nikki, I should have written down, snip your red. Okay, so what we're now going to do is we're going to start right here at this spot, right there, okay? So this should be literally matching the graph. That's what the word I was looking for. It should be matching the graph. So actually I'm going to show you this for a second, so you understand. Let me zoom out just a tad. So I made little arrows here on the side so you can kind of follow along with me. Okay, so what you're going to do is, or what you did do so far, right? We did 1 through 8 before we did the heel. Then we did the heel. Now we're going to go into 9, but we're only doing half of it, like halfway. We're doing 12 stitches of that. The rest of it is single crochet in a back loop only. Okay. Now, after number 9, you're going to go back down here to 4, and you're going to go all the way up to 9 again. You do one more time 4, and then you do the brim. Okay. Which I'll talk about it. I'm just going to show you 9 for now. And then I think after that, I'm going to stop and then talk about the rest of it here, because otherwise, you're just repeating itself. Okay, so I'm gonna let my white hang here, move it over, of course, so it doesn't bother me, and we're gonna start with the red. So we did 12 stitches right here, right, because this was our end point previously. I'm gonna tuck this in for now so it doesn't bother me, and we're gonna start here. So number 9 should start. Let's compare. Let's make sure that I'm doing this right. Okay, we should be I'm matching the graph right now. So you have to look. Number 8 was the last, right? Number 8, let's see if I did everything correctly. We started here. The last stitch was a double over there. So this one should be the first stitch right here. Okay, you have to kind of match it. Okay, here's our very first stitch right there. If you look at it, you can see it. So look at the graph. Actually, I'm going to put the graph next to me for a second so you can see it, because I really want you to understand it. This is probably the part that everyone gets confused on. Okay, so look at the 8. We did 8 previously. If you look at 8, you can see it finished with a mosaic double crochet. So right here is our finishing point, right here. So if you now go over, and it should be right here. This should be now this one, right? It should be a mosaic double crochet that you're doing first. Then you have a single mosaic double crochet, which is right here, is right before. So this should be over here, okay? So you have to literally match it, okay? Match it with the graph so you know exactly where your very first point is. This is your very first stitch. It needs to be the stitch after this, right? This is your last one right here. This is your first one, needs to be the next one. Is this making sense? I want to make sure this is making sense. Okay, you have to match it with the graph so you know exactly where to start. So this is my starting point right here. So I'll put my hook in so you can see it. Okay, so let's do this. Right here, we're going to start with a mosaic double crochet. Now, how you're going to start is up to you. Typically, what I like to do is I pull my yarn through first for a mosaic double crochet if I reattach my yarn. Okay, and then I'm going to start with my mosaic double crochet, like so. You can do it as an alternative turning chain, but this is how I did it. Okay, that's my very first stitch. Then the graph says 3 single crochets in a back loop only. Let's see if it matches. Haha, this is your test. If it matches, you're good. Okay, mosaic double crochet. Hopefully this is matching. It looks like it's matching. Single crochet. Then we're going to start over. Mosaic double crochet. Then single 3 times in a row. 1, 2, hold on, I split my yarn. 2, come on. And 3. My heel's in the way, literally. Then mosaic double. Come on, mosaic double and single. So now what you're going to do is, after you did this twice, this is the only round you're doing it twice. You're now doing 12 single crochets in the back loop only over here, right on the heel. Okay, so you're going into those 12 stitches that you had made, and you're going to make single crochet stitches into it. So 1, 2, all in the back loop only. Okay, I'm not going to count right now because I know there's 12. I counted earlier. So I'm just doing single crochets in the back loop only. There should be 12 of them on that heel. At this point, it should be very clear after that. Are we all good? How would you start with an alternative turning chain? You would start on the front loop and make a single crochet and put a single crochet on top. Is that making sense? I made the loop come through, and then I made a single double crochet immediately. I felt like that was easier, but again, that's up to you. So now move all this stuff to the side so it doesn't bother me. Now I'll make my slip stitch, okay, and pull that through. And now you're going to pick up your white again. I'm just going to do a few stitches in white, and then I'm going to talk you through the rest of the pattern verbally, because at that point it's very clear. Once you've done the heel, the rest of it is very easy. So let me grab my loop. Okay, and then show you a few stitches of that. So what did I say? I said after you did number 9, you're going to go back down here to 4. See that arrow? 4. So we're going into 4, because technically, if you look at it, number 3 is number 9. Do you see that? Number 3 is number 9. So we're going to 4 now. 4, 4, 4. Are we all good? Am I loud enough for everyone? Okay, so let's go to 4. 4 says single, then double, then single, then double. Let's finish this round together, and then the rest of it you should be able to do on your own. We're on number 4. And 2 doubles. No, 2 singles, excuse me. Okay, so like this. Single, double, single, double, single, single. Now let's repeat. So single, double, single. Ooh, I split my yarn. Let's do that again. Single, then double, single. There should be 2 of them now. And then start over. So now that you're over here on the heel, you're going to go down here, right, to those front loops. So don't get confused. Okay, so let's do this together. So single, now go down here, double, single, double, right here, then 2 singles, 1 and 2. Now you're going to go and repeat that one more time. So single, double, single, double, and there's 2 singles left. Look, everything matches perfectly. Whoop, whoop. Okay, then you do your slip stitch, and let's talk about the rest. Okay, slip stitch, same way as I always do. Pull it back. And look, you can't even tell where the slip stitch is. You tell me where the slip stitch is. By looking at this, you can't even see it. How awesome is that? I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, so this is how it's looking so far. So now what you're going to do, let me show you the graph again, right? We did 4. You would now do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more time 4. 4 is the last round. Okay, I'm going to put here my little stocking next to me. So 4 is the last round. So we just did 4. You do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 4. That's the last. And then you just do 3 rounds of just single crochet. I actually went in a back loop and front loops. You see that? On both loops. And then I made a little loopy loop. I think a chain of 10, and then slip stitched. And that was it. And then you're done with your little stocking. That's it. That's the pattern. Were the single crochets in around the heel back loops only? Let's see. Which ones are you talking about? This one over here? The first one on the edge were regular. Obviously, it's an edge. There's no back loop. But anything after was in the back loop only if it's a single crochet. So is the answer yes? I think the answer is yes, unless you're talking about the heel part, right? That one is just going on the edge. So there's no back loop per se. Is that making sense? Are we clear on this? Maxine, is this clear? Just want to make sure it's all clear. We have 81 people here today. Woohoo! Okay, so that's the pattern. Okay, so if you want the written instructions for this pattern, it's in the ebook, the ornament ebook. Okay, let me swoop around. Watch. 1, 2, 3, swoop. Ta-da! It's me. Okay, so we just made this cute little ornament together. I hope this cleared up some of the confusion for those who already have the ebook. I think I'm going to go back in and add this one little thing, and that is snip your red when you do the heel part. I'm going to add that into it, so that way you don't get confused where the red is starting. I think that was the part that was confusing, and that's probably the reason why it was a little bit weird, and that's totally fine. Okay, so I'm going to add that little sentences to it, but everything else is correct in the pattern. As you can see, we literally just did it together. Okay, so make your cute little ornament. If you're posting it into group, please let me know. I want to know. And now let's talk a little bit more about our big sale that is happening right now. Okay, and at the very end we have quizzes. So I know we've been on here for more than an hour, but I really wanted to show you how to do the stocking, so it took a little longer than I expected, but that's okay. Okay, we are going to talk about our big sale right now, and then we have prices at the end, so stay here. Okay, so the very first thing I want to talk about is the crochet club. And the reason I love doing these live tutorials with you guys is because of one specific reason. I want to give you guys an introduction to how it is, how I teach in the crochet club. In the crochet club, they get the pattern. Typically it's on the screen, similar to you just had now. Okay, sometimes it's written information. If we don't have a graph, it's written. Okay, and that's what they get in the crochet club. And one of the things I always ask crocheters, and I will tell you why the crochet club is so awesome, is these 3 questions I ask them. This is literally something that will take yourself to understand the difference between you doing everything alone versus being part of a big awesome community, which feels like a family hug. Okay, so one of the questions I ask is, do you like to crochet alone? When I say crochet alone, is like there's no one around you, don't talk to anyone about crochet, about nothing. Okay, you're all alone. I tell you this, as a designer, I do have that feeling sometimes, especially if I want to take my knowledge, because as a designer, I should always increase my knowledge, just like you guys do, right? I need to also go to the next level sometimes. So I go through this process here, and it's very frustrating because I have to really do it alone. I have to learn how to do it all on my own, because there is no pattern support or tutorial support out there for the things that I want to learn, right? And then, of course, most of the time when I do find a video about it, it's a boring video. Most of the time it's literally no voiceover, okay? Or it's, I don't want to say anything about foreigners because I'm foreign too, but then you have, you know, non-English speaking video tutorials, which I can't understand, right? This is frustrating. Or they're really boring. Have you seen them? Like, there's so many boring videos, tutorials out there, just little people like, it's like monotone, like you falling asleep. Like, I want to watch those videos to go to sleep, but I try not to do those types of videos because I want you to have fun. So if you don't like any of these things, you know, being alone, boring video tutorials, and having no pattern support, then this is for you, okay? Let me show you how you can feel. Okay, Brenda, I don't know if Brenda is here today, but this is what Brenda says. Even me not having time to join any of the fun live tutorial groups, right? Like sometimes she just watches the replay. I still learn so much from Nikki's tutorials and all the group comments. It is well worth it to belong to the crochet club. Don't miss out on the fun knowledge you learn and the friendships you will make. Nikki makes everything fun and easy. See, this is what I want you to feel, right? I want you to feel that this is something you can take yourself to the next level. That feeling of, I'm not alone anymore. I have people to talk to, and I have instant support. This is one of the reasons I do live tutorials, so you can ask questions right there, and you've seen it. You guys just asked questions while I was crocheting, and I was pinpointing again at the point that you had a question about, right? At a pre-recorded video, you can't do that. You can ask that question, but then you have to like wait for a long time if you ever get an answer. Sometimes designers don't even answer, right? So having an instant support system is really, really helpful. Plus, those videos with all the background music, I've seen so many comments on my YouTube channel praising me not having background music and literally just doing voices. The only music I have is my intro and my outro. That's it. Usually I don't have any sound in between. I feel like it's confusing. It's annoying, right? Now, the only time I like it is on like Instagram and TikTok, but this is not what it is. If you want full tutorials, you don't want background music. You want to focus, and I get that, okay? So if you want to feel that way, then come join the Crochet Club, because here's what we do, okay? We have a really, really supportive, positive community. You see a lot of people here in the comments. Read them. Read those comments, because those people are already in the Crochet Club, and I'm not asking them to review TCC, okay? TCC stands for the Crochet Club. We just say TCC, okay? I don't ask them to write reviews. They do it on their own, because this is, for me, the most genuine way. I let them do their own reviews. If they feel like they want to review it, that's what they can do, okay? We meet twice a month virtually. We just did last Thursday. We're going to do it again this Thursday, this coming Thursday. Oh, we have so much fun. We have a blast. We talk about what's happening right now, crochet things we are doing, patterns we're doing, going through. I give them a lot of sneak peeks. Like, I have a hard time keeping secrets, so they get quite a bit ahead of time for me. So just that you know. Look, Maxine is here. Maxine says, TCC is amazing. You get support from Nikki and all the other members. It's a very positive group. You learn so much and have so much fun too. Nikki answers your emails so quickly. Yeah, emails, comments, I try to. Comments a little harder because Facebook doesn't show me all the comments, but I try my darnest to answer everyone. Okay, no voiceover video annoying me. They don't understand how to get it. I totally get it, Tina. I get it. Look, Case, like, I love sharing about TCC. Yes. Okay, let's go through what else we have happening in the Crochet Club, because I'm sure you want to know, because some of you probably have asked me before this, or probably thought about it. It's like, what is this weird thing behind her? Like, why does it have no proper face or anything? Well, guess what we're doing right now? We are working on it right now in the Crochet Club. That's our crochet along. We made a neutral body, which you can see, a neutral body, okay? And I'll show you in a second what we already did, okay? We made a Santa. I'll show you in a second. And then I made a vote. It's like, they gave me these ideas in our virtual chat, and then I put it in a vote, and then we're going to go through it in that order. We're first making the angel. We're finishing it on Tuesday. Then I hope we're finished on Tuesday. If not, we'll just do one more part. And then we have the elf after, and then the gnome. Let me show you what we've done so far. Okay, we have Santa and the scarecrow. They're all using the same body, you guys. The exact same neutral body. They're the ones who decided on this, okay? They wanted a scarecrow, which I absolutely love. Look how the scarecrow turned out. Doesn't it look so cute? Yes, but the scarecrow is also Santa. It transformed. It's the exact same body, and we're using the exact same body to make the angel, okay? So the only thing it's missing is a wig and some wings, of course, and the halo, and a little cute mouth, maybe some, eyelashes or something. And yeah, that's the only thing that's missing on here, but that's what we're going to finish. Hopefully by Tuesday, we're finishing it. I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to teach everything or if I'm going to split it up into two parts. Definitely the wings and the face, and we'll probably do the hair either the same time or after. But anyways, so we're working on the angel, but we already did Santa and the scarecrow. Those are only available in the Crochet Club. Oh my God, they're so much fun. And then we're going to do the elf and the gnome after. So yes, you have a voice in the Crochet Club. It is really, really fun. And of course, How do you get those patterns? With live video tutorials every single week. When I say this is a crochet along, I should be calling it a design live crochet along. Why design? Because they have a voice. They are part of the decision making, okay? They get to decide of where we're doing, where we're going. Yes, I'm the final decision maker, but that's not the point. Design part meaning is the TCC members have a voice. They can speak up about certain things. They help me all the time to figure out, should I be going there or there? You know, things like that. But live tutorials is how I go through each individual pattern or pattern part. Some of them are broken up into a few pieces, okay? So yes, we do that all the time. So yes, you get live tutorials, you get virtual get-togethers, and of course that's not all. We even have an entire vault full of patterns. Full of patterns. Okay, I want you to do the math for me for a second, okay? If I would be taking out the support system, which is probably quite a bit of value. I don't even know how to put the value on support. How do you put value on support or a community? I don't know. But here was what I want you to do. I want you to just, it's over 500. Let's pretend it's just 500. Pretend it's 500 ad-free patterns. And each individual pattern is on average $5. Some of them are 10, right? Let's say it's $5. What is that value just on the patterns alone? Okay, what that's 5 times 500. Let's just do the simple and the most basic. Okay, what is that? $2,500. That's a lot of value just on the pattern vault right here, $2,500. Okay, that's not what you're paying, obviously. And that wouldn't even include the community support, right? The pattern support, the live tours, the virtual get-together. None of that is even included in that value that I just said, right? It's probably triple that amount that if I would really charge for it, like, you know, one by one person, I would probably charge that much. But we don't do that, okay? We have it a lot cheaper and more affordable for you guys, okay, especially right now with a sale. So let's go through it, what you're getting in the Crochet Club, because everything is 30% off right now, okay? You have 3 different options on how you can join the Crochet Club. You can join as an annual member, as a quarterly, or as a monthly member, okay? You're getting all of this. So over 500 ad-free printable patterns. You get weekly live tutorials, answering all your questions, teaching you exactly what you want to be taught because you're part of the voting system and everything, and you can raise your voice and you can put out suggestions, etc. We have, as I said, exclusive patterns in the design crochet alongs. We have the VIP group where everything is first priority. I go there first before any other group or any other emails. I go there first, okay? Then we have weekly new content, special coupon codes only for the Crochet Club members, and we meet twice a month virtually. You, as a regular price, this is in black. Regular price is in black, so it's $139 for annual, $45 for quarterly or monthly for $17. But with the 30% off right now, coupon code, which you see up there, 30BF, 30 best friends if you want to call it, okay? It's actually Black Friday. It's our early Black Friday sale, okay? We don't have a regular Black Friday sale because you get bombarded with emails. I don't want to bother you with that. So we are doing this one early, so we're getting away from all the other stuff, okay? So you don't miss out on this. So right now, that would bring it down with the coupon code to $97.30 for annual, quarterly $31.50. So that would be, annual would be about a little over $8 a month. So skip a couple of ice creams, pizzas, or Starbucks coffees, and you should be in the Crochet Club and have way more fun that way. Quarterly is, what is it, $10.50 or so? This is for first payment, and monthly $11.90. So obviously the annual has a higher, it's a higher savings. So just saying, okay, just saying, higher savings. So if you like to save more money, this will be for you. Now, there's one thing you're also getting in the Crochet Club as a new annual member, but it's also, this is only happening right now. I get that comment all the time. Like, I didn't get a box. The boxes are only for a special time. And usually when I have a sale, it's like a special little gift that you get. So not only will you save money, you're getting an additional gift on top of it. It's like a win-win situation, okay? So you are going to be able to get one of these boxes as a new annual. Only annual members in the US are getting one of these boxes. So I'm going to show you what's inside one of these boxes. Let me move all my